qualified to be called doctor. Let me introduce the scholar and the respected examiners for today's PhD defense. The scholar is Mr. Iftikhar Ud Din, who is also assistant professor, working as assistant professor in Agricultural University in Peshawar. He got enrolled in 2006 in PhD program, and after successfully completing his PhD coursework, he started PhD research work under the supervision of Professor Dr. who is professor in our department. After successfully completing his PhD coursework, he carried out his research work and completed it under the title Optimum Sample Size and Methods of Estimation for Multi-Level Modeling. Today's examiners are Dr. Suhail Akhtar. Let me introduce him a little bit. He is nowadays head of the department, GC University Lahore, Government College University Lahore. He actually got graduated from this department in 2003-04, and then he joined the University of Malaga. After that, he went to UK, got his PhD degree from there, and nowadays he is head of the department at DC University. Today's another examiner is Professor Dr. who also remained our graduate. He got his master's degree from here, then he joined Agricultural University, and still he is working there as a professor. He got his PhD from China and postdoc from Australia. Let me invite Mr. Iftikhar Ud Din, the scholar, to please present and defend his PhD research work. And he is requested to please finish his presentation within 20 minutes.
Title of this research is Optimal Sample Size and Method of Estimation for Multi-Level Modeling. And this is me, and this is my supervisor, and we will have the agenda here of this presentation based on these main headings, and we will then come to that introduction. And the last 2 decades, multi-level modeling is one of the central research patterns, which is gaining more and more importance with the passage of time. A major advantage of this multi-level modeling on single level regression lies in the possibility of exploring relationships in a variable located near different levels simultaneously. So we have different levels, level 1, level 2, and so on, and we can then make separate regressions and then combine regression or mixed regression from a separate level 1, level 2 regressions. Multi-level modeling is now widely used in medical, biological, and social sciences, and it is gaining application in every field almost. It is observed that behavior and social data commonly have nested natures, for example, as a relationship with respect to time, nested with an individual. So individual then repeatedly it is observed for a passage of time, and it becomes a repeated means, and it is to be here with the specific techniques or clinics, and similarly hospitals, they have their individuals embedded within them, and further the organizational units may be embedded with communities and with states and even with countries. So we have this hierarchical structure almost everywhere. The problem of identification, what are the problem we are facing across? We have the unit of analysis across. A unit may be, we may take a small unit, we may take a large unit, a member may be taken as a unit, a member may be taken as a unit, and we may be taken as a unit. So this is a controversy we are quite often come across. So a problem unit of selection is ignoring large size units of hierarchical structure, ignoring environmental effects of problems. And secondly, violation of the law of assumption, we have the law of and that should be independently distributed. And when we come across the situation that the assumption is violated, then we have to face the problems. So this is another issue. So independent levels of the direction is quite often it is by repeated variance collected on the same individuals usually produce dependence. So same individual is repeated time and again the violation of the independent observation assumption. This is then violated. For example, job performance is correct over the period of 4 years. So this is a typical example of the repeated variance which causes the violation. Model it is explained in this. Ignoring multi-level relationship involves the risk of overlooking the importance of group effect. So group effect, environmental effect is then violated, and we have to consider this, capture this in our model. Sample size issue. Appropriate sample size is one of the fundamental problems in any type of survey. So factor involves our cost, labor, and time. Decision of the estimate desired and nature of the population. So we have to consider these factors in our sample estimation. Further, the problem is aggravated when we come to the multi-stage cluster sampling, because there's lower limits and what we call the level 1 and level 2, they are then needed to be weighted accordingly, and this is considered as a problem in the multi-stage sampling. Then many factors are involved in the procedure. How to tackle it? So number 1 is the stated issues can be explicitly resolved by considering a hierarchical data structure. And by considering the multi-level model, you may be able to cover these factors, and these problems can be then handled. And the decision that the conventional method, if we are able to get up necessary information to make a main child from the class. So if you are able to make a computer model, then it will solve this problem. And the optimal sample size for this MLM, of course, will consider all these factors, all these issues, which are we are then getting. So we may have this situation, we may have individual as a unit, we may have the individual plus class as a unit. So this is an hierarchy. So 2 then units may be included, a larger unit, a smaller unit, and further it can be then extended to the individual plus class plus goods. So this can be considered as the 3 levels. So further, the dependence in hierarchical data. Number 1, of course, is micro and macro units. They may be embedded. Micro units are embedded in the macro units, and this causes dependence. Patients attending the same clinic, again the same problem. Of course, depends upon the clinic and depends upon the doctor, and of course, the observations are no more independent. Then people residing in the same area are likely to have similar physique and medical problems, and similarly, we have the students. They are then attending the same schools. They are then correlated to the data is then fulfilling the benchmark of the class mark evaluation. They apply under the same institution or the same level. Of course, they are there. No more independent. And this is the essentially this scope is a result of the statistical and computational innovations. Research can now apply apply the logic of multi-levels to a vast expand array of outcome types. So most of the familiar models can be converted in the phase of multi-level. So we may have multi-level data structures, and correspondingly we may carry out the logistics, the multi-level different class variables and the survivals and repeated medians and spatial models as well. So meta-analysis as well. But depends upon this multi-level structuring, hierarchical structure, if we are unable to convert it, the data in this format, therefore we will be able to carry out the models. So what basic model is done here is done by a beta naught k level x versus 1. Beta naught k is then varying, it is then having this fixed effect as a random effect, and that is then this is considered as random. So we have random intercept and the slope is then fixed here. The assumption here for the level 1 and level 2 errors, they are here, and we are then combining these two to make these models. And further, the model can be expanded by taking this intercept as a random, and the slope is random as well. So we have this type of objectives of the study, and the objectives are to grasp every aspects of the problem in each multi-level model is difficult, of course. So the role of the sample size in obtaining precise estimates of the multi-level model and to analyze their subsequent power patterns. So we will see how this power is changing with the changing, say, total number of clusters, that's total number of clusters involved, sampled, and then the cluster size, and then the related other variable, the effect size and the R square. And the next is that to investigate the effect of level 1 and level 2 units in achieving optimal sampling results. So how level 1 units affecting the sample size and how level 2 units affecting the sample size. This will be our main interest. And to quantify the role of level 1 and level 2 covariates, we added covariates to the model, and what will happen, how much the sample size can be done. And then ultimately to compare, to see the efficacy of the estimates of the linear level models, or multi-level models obtained by this IELS and this MCHC. So we will then consider these two important methods, which is then basic in the estimation, and we will then try to compare. Methods and material. General factors of sample size estimations. They are test size, effect size, standard error of the effect size, and power of the test. So these are the general factors we are considering everywhere. But additional factors here in the multi-level are also involved, and they are the intra-class correlation (ICC) and total number of clusters and number of parameters to be estimated. This is a famous relationship, and which then involves these four factors, which are then stated here. They are then related with this relationship. And further, the role of level 1 and level 2 covariate in the sample size estimation. Now, we are then changing this level 1, the number of units involved, and then the level 2 units, and then we see the sample size, and then we change the covariate at level 1 and level 2. We enter the covariate, fixed effect, and random effect at level 1 and level 2, and see what happens to this total sample size. And then the illustration of the two-level model, we are then extending it to just 2 levels and not beyond that, because it was then area usual. And statistical package used is then power at 2 levels in optimal design. Multi-level model estimation. Objective here, of course, comparing these methods for estimations. IELS and MCMC, they are then used here. Condition optimality. We are then carrying out these under the optimality conditions, and then the mode of analysis will be simulation. We will then use simulation data, and then the macros involved for this simulation. Criteria, properties of the estimates, and what we will be used for this purpose. Coming to this role of intra-class correlation in the sample estimation of multi-level model, and we come up with this graphical display, which gives us this number of clusters, and then the cluster size. And this is then declining, the total number of clusters are declining, and we can then see that the standard error is climbing up with the reasonable slope. But you can then see that the gap between these lines, consecutive lines, this is then larger, and the gap is then declining with the passage of this. So this is then because of this rho. At rho is 0.05, this is then the lowest line, and then with 0.07, it is then climbing up 0.05. And then 0.1, it is then the gap is then declining with the passage of time. So we have then similar what we call intervals here, but this is then different here in our standard errors situation. Then sample size for 2-level random intercept model, just to the intercept is then random, given by this relationship, and we have this conclusion that rho is 0, ICC is then 0. We have then 2,500, but it is then almost 4 times increases when rho is 0.1, and even beyond that when rho is then 0.2. So with this small amount of 0.1, it is the sample size is incredibly high. And similarly with attaining this 0.03 standard errors, this is again almost 4 times increase in the sample size when we come to this multi-level model. So this is then again the situation when we have entered the covariate, what is the fixed effect model, and then here is the model, so intercept model, and then with one covariate within the model, it is then one covariate, and we we come up with this, that the standard error is minimum with this red line. It is given by R square 0.5 and rho is 0.1. Moderate R square is relative power is 0.5, but rho is low, 0.1. And when it rises, it will then rise in the second line, blue one, where the rho is 0.2 increases by 5.1. And uppermost is then the green line given by this R square is 0.1 and rho is 0.2. So R square then declining, it is then small, considerably compared to this 0.5, and rho is 0.2, it is then reasonably higher compared to this 0.1. So we have the uppermost line here is the green one. Sample size options when effect data is 0.2. So we are then introducing another factor, and we can see that the consequences. We have then the J, the total number of clusters involved, and then we have the total number of clusters involved. They are then 15, and then we have then the power 0.28. Then again we have then the same number of clusters 15, and the sample size, their cluster size is 0.604. So quite large sample size. We got 0.35 is the power, and this is the maximum power, and the first one 0.28 is the optimum power. So we are then attaining two powers for each of the J, and N is then increased incredibly, and this increase is very high, but correspondingly it is then 0.28 and 0.35. This is the increase in the sample size. So the sample size here, you can then see the cluster size and the number of clusters, they are increasing down the rows, and the power is increasing, and from left to right you can then see the power is declining when rho is 0.6 and 0.26 and rho is 0.1. So we have then this phenomenon here in this table. In this scale here, the graph here, we have then three sets. The green one here indicating this delta, which is high, it is then 0.4, effect size is 0.4, and we have then correspondingly three lines at the top, and correspondingly the rho also changes 0.05 and 0.07 and 0.1. This is then giving us the highest power, and then with the red encircled with red, the rho is also changing, but it is then the effect size, which is then 0.2, considerably low, which is then giving us this minimum power. So when delta is high and rho is low, we get maximum power. So this is what is we found here in this. And again with the number of clusters, how it is changing with the number of clusters. Delta is again when high, rather than encircled with the green. We have the larger powers, and then with the red one, when the delta is smaller, then of course the power is smaller. And then again it is changing with the rho level, 0.05 or 0.1 to 0.15. So again we come to this situation when we consider the introduction of another factor, R square rho, and then we have then the test size, we have then the effect size, we have then the total number of clusters and total number of what we call cluster size. So all of them are then embedded here in this one table. Again we have then the optimum at 15, and then of course another 15 we have then the maximum. So we have two values, how much the sample can be increased from these clusters when we increase the cluster size. And this is then sketched here in this graph. You can then see the lines are indicating the rho situation. When rho is then 0.05, we got this rho is 0.05, we got this line, and here we can get maximum gain. It is an amount of also 0.15, and then the corresponding total number of clusters are here ranging from say within this 30 to 35 or 40. And then for another, when rho is 0.07, we have then again the blue line, which is then indicating the maximum gain. So the maximum gain can be obtained from 40 to 45 number of clusters. And what happens when R square changes? R square changes from 0.3 to 0.6, and then so when R square increases, so almost a similar what we got similar shape, but you can then see the red line and the green line are then shifting towards this origin. So we can get what we call maximum gain, and also from here you can then see it as an upper amount of say 0.4 ranging to, so maximum gain can be obtained within say a limited number of clusters when R square is large. Method of estimation, so we start from this simplest model, random intercept model, and we have to just estimate with the sigma. They are then here. We then use live simulation, the 100 simulation, and then 100 simulation, 1000 simulations, and correspondingly the mean, standard errors, and the proportion code, and the percentage rate of frequencies are listed here. And these are then the means of these 100 simulation, which is then negatively biased, and then of course the bias declining mostly when the number of simulations are increasing. The standard error also declines, and this is the proportion covered. On proportion covered, we can then see that on most of the occasions, this MC is then better as compared to the IPS in the proportion covered. Of course, it is then mostly the IPLS, which is then considered as better on the unbiased criteria and on the relative efficiency. And number two, which is then random effect level. So in random effect, we have then the situations that the proportion covered is fractionally higher here, and then fractionally higher here on MC, but we are then losing on the percentage relative frequency. So this is happening in this random intercept model, and similarly for another random effect, we can then see that the bias changes from IPLS to MCMC, and then with the light simulation and heavy simulation, the bias is then declining, and the standard error is of course also declining. This is a sketch of these light simulation, 100 simulations and 1000 simulations. And you can then see a slight shift of these lines, which is considered as parallel line, to this upward, which is then overestimating, slight overestimation of this original true is 2.1. And this is then 1000 simulation, which is almost an inch. And of course here again the same. It is then some what we call a very extreme values, extreme estimates are then up and down here, and then closing to their values. We added level 1 covariate, and this is again we have random intercept, and level 1 covariate is then added to the model. The number of parameters is no change, and we have then the 2 betas and 2 sigma 4 parameters. These 4 parameters are again we use that night simulation and heavy simulations, and again this gives us some clue of what happening inside when this we have downward bias here for IES and MCMC, and of course the bias is then smaller. Again we have the smaller bias and smaller standard error in both these figures. And on the efficiency front, we can then see that MCMC is fractionally better as compared to IES. While in case of beta 1 fixed level 1 covariate, we have then the 0.7 is then the original value, and it is then closing to that 0.7 on both situations. But a small fraction is then fractionally biased, downward bias in this. And similarly with the proportion covered, they are then the same. So then we have random effect as well, and in random effect we have then the situations that the bias is then small upward bias on the IDS and MCMC for 100 simulations, and it is a downward bias for 1000 simulations for the IDS. And similarly the efficiency, on the efficiency you can see 105 and 104 for the MCMC is lower, efficiency is lower from this counterpart IDS. We are then extended to this the next model, and we entered the what we call random covariate here, and correspondingly we know we need to estimate 6 parameters. These 6 parameters are here, and they are then again with the help of these same tools. We are then using the micro extending the model, and we come up with these results. And the conclusion here. Some of the main conclusions are one of the major components in sample size estimation in ICC. Even a small amount of ICC inflates the sample size 4 times. You can see from table number 1 that from 2011 and then climbed up to almost 4,000. So if it's level 1 covariate is added to the model, the standard of the fixed effect covariate decreases and the total sample size increases, and the standard error reduces sharply with increasing R square. In case of large effect, delta is 0.4 or more is estimated, and rho is low, it is then 0.0, no problem. Optimum sample size can be obtained with greater effects. For estimating small effect size, delta is 0.2, the total sample size and the number of clusters to be surveyed increases as the number of days the neighborhood effect ICC increases, and this is then the problem. When ICC increases, then of course estimation needed large sample size. Then model 1 and model 2 and 3 simulated results revealed that MCMC perform better on the fixed effect level 1, while for the random effect reveals that MCMC loses on 2 fronts, and they are the bias and the percentage rate efficiency. The proportion code MCMC did well on the most of the occasions, however noticeable MCMC came very close to the predicted IES when the simulation was extended. For the estimate of the covariance of level 2, when 6 parameters were needed to be estimated, IES provide estimates which convincingly beat the MCMC method on the criteria of bias rate efficiency and proportion of the parameter value code by the interval. Those results are equally established in both type of simulations. Except on very few occasions, our results are then closely making the ground which carried out the research in 1998, which states that the MCMC estimation method is not specifically designed to produce unbiased estimates. This method is more useful for internal estimate and coding property. IES is not ideal suited to the internal estimate and covering properties. So references and of course acknowledgement and appreciations to the supervisors, to colleague Chairman Dr. Iftikhar, Dr. Supervisors, Dr. Iftikhar, Samela Farsa, taking pen and going for this project. Huge review of the thesis. Myself, we contributed to this slide and get us to. And of course, teachers are here to start the model. Thank you very much. Thank you for this
So what is the basic difference between multi-level modeling and classic modeling? Classic modeling. We have a sequential modeling.
We have the situations that in predictive modeling, of course, we talk about the independence of observations and the unit of selection, the problem because the problem of duplication we then stated. And these problems are, of course, creating the estimation problems. We have then the unit of selection problem, whether small units will be selected or large units will be selected, and ignoring large units may.
How you will differentiate this modeling from sequential modeling or dynamic modeling?
Yes. We have then a situation that specification bias may well arise and inadequacy of the model will arise if we can ignore the high level units here in the model. So this was then a problem along with the identification problem, along with the independence of observations. Because observations are no more independent when they are then closely related, closely placed in the actual neighborhood. So they are then no more independent, and we have to see their covariance as well.
That's fine. Please go to the objective slide, please. Objectives.
This is considered is one of the challenges to the traditional what we call modeling. That of course we then ignore the independence and the dependence of the observations, and it then take care of this dependence. Objectives.
So have you achieved these objectives?
Yes.
Number one, please.
Yes, objective number one, sample size and obtaining precise estimates of the, so we then change the sample size, we then got the optimum sample size, and with the optimum sample size, estimates what you can see from the estimation methods we used, that initially it was the standard was fractionally high, and then later on with the heavy estimate, heavy what we call simulation, that declines considerably. And similarly, when we introduce the covariate, it declines the standard error as well. Standard error of the estimate decline and total sample size also declines considerably from say thousands to a few hundreds. So the introduction of these level 1 and level 2 sample size, they are then considerably better here, that if we then, particularly level 2 units are very, very important as compared to level 1. Because of the budget or the cost involved in surveying these level 2 units, we may have problem, but otherwise, in case of attaining precision for the estimates, level 2 units are far more important as compared to level 1.
So what exactly you added in the previous literature?
We should go for the multi-level structure, hierarchical modeling structure, and considering both environmental factor as well. If we ignore environmental factor, of course we may.
Particularly your contribution from this thesis with the previous literature.
I have gone through this literature thoroughly and found that there are some what we call sample size estimation for multi-level warming, but not that thorough. We then go for almost every aspects, and we contribute all factors here in our what we call research in order to catch up with the precise what we call solution for the problem. So we have then all the factors and the effect size, the what we call the R squares, we have the test size, the what we call the cluster size, and the number of clusters. So all of them are then embedded in that research in order to come up with the solid solutions. So there are some what we call estimates. Some of them are saying that 60 clusters and each of size 30 is sufficient. Some say that 50 clusters, each of size 40 is sufficient, but not that concrete. Not that concrete. The way we have done studied here in our this was then of course stated in the conclusion 1. When rho is low, then of course estimation problem is not that serious. We can then take limited amounts of level 2 units and then carry out over analysis. But as rho increases, then of course the problem arises. And how to then, of course the importance is that sample size estimated will be then 4 times or even 3 times multiple of what we have in the initial stages. But how to cope with the problem is then this is then important, and we can cope with introducing appropriate covariate. An appropriate covariate at level 2 will solve most of the problems. This will then reduce the total sample size from this maximum what we have.
In continuation of the same question, for increases, what should be the appropriate cluster size in this case?
This varies, of course. This varies from situation to situation. Of course, for random intercept model, it is different. But when you introduce covariate, it is different. And then, of course, with the complicated models, level 1 and level 2, both covariates are added. Then, of course, the sample size will be totally different. So, of course, this is what we are caring here. That we take 3 different models, and for 3 different models, we are then trying to measure the total sample size required, and the cluster size, and the number of clusters. This is then varying from model to model.
If we look to the pattern of your study, optimum sample size and methods of estimation, in this case, you have 2 patterns of estimation. Which pattern?
Of course, for advent of these modern tools and sophisticated tools, MCMC is then improving day by day, and of course does not need the morbidity assumptions as well. So it is then gaining more importance as compared to the IELS or RIELS. So
It will be equally useful in case we are dealing with fixed effect model, random effect model in level 1,
It is.
random effect model in level 2.
from here we can then see that in fixed effect models, MCMC is then performing much better as compared to random effect model.
But in random effect model, the case is totally changed.
Yes, the total change.
Possible suggestion.
But if there are a problem of say assumptions, a violation of the assumption, and the arbitrary assumption does not fulfill, then of course we have to use MCMC as compared to IELS. So in that situation we have to then convert to no other way. We have to then see the MCMC.
We will look, my last question, whether we look for the assumption of only normality, or in this case, we are dealing with multivariate problem. Because it is a type of mixed linear model, right?
No, it is mixed. Yes, it is mixed.
Yeah.
Of course, in the what was your question?
My question is whether we look for only normality assumption or
No.
multivariate normal distribution.
Now there is one problem of normality in case of estimation, but in case of multi-level models there is another problem of the independence of the observations, and which is indicated by this rho. So the rho, magnitude of the rho then complicates the problem.
Okay, first of all, I'm really happy for such a nice presentation and appreciate your work. You have invested almost all your time in this particular work. My first question will be very fundamental. What is the difference between fixed effects and random effects?
If we are then interested in, say, just limited what we call effects of this beta 1 or beta 2s, say just we are interested in the single value of this, and we are not looking beyond that, then of course it is a fixed effect. But if there is, say, a universe of that, if we are, let's say, taking sample from this class, just from this, what we call simple gathering, we can take example, and we are then imposing this over the whole university, then it will be considered as a random effect. If this is then limited to this class only, it will be considered as a fixed effect. So if we are then extending over estimates to the entire universe, it will be a random effect. And if we are then restricted just at the same values, say particular 3 or 4 treatments or whatever, the betas they are considered as fixed.
Okay, from the words in your title, in your topic, I was expecting that maybe we also get some sort of expression for the optimal sample size. Was it possible to give an expression for the optimal sample size in your work?
No, not exactly. We did not touch that area. We are not going into that mathematical side or what we call the sample size. There are, of course, numerous formulas involved here. They are dealing with, the estimation problem is then different. It is an IES is a different as compared to ONS. We have some weighted, what we call weighted estimates, and then weighted variances, weights by these parameter variance and the error variance as well. But of course, as the sample size is concerned, we have some basic, and then of course the theory of sample size is complicated, and only through these software we can then come up with the solution.
Last question. If you go to the conclusion slide, right, the very last one.
Yes.
You have mentioned, maybe you don't just show us, but you have mentioned a work and you said that most of your conclusions are similar to that person. It would have been better if we had some idea what he has done, then we would have got a better picture what is then the work that you have done in relation to that. In a sense, this question is very closer to that question. We could have known what sort of improvement you have made in relation to that study.
Yes.
So can you tell us just briefly what was the work that he has not done and you have just added further?
Of course, first part is totally analyzed in the round thesis or research. It was sample size distribution. And second one, of course, we then extended to some limited models and then extending the model. And then the parameter estimation was also extended to from 3, 4 to 6 then. So his work was then mostly related to the estimation problem, and the estimation was limited to one or two models, not beyond that. And of course, the IDLS and MCMC comparison was also not there. He was then extended to RIDLS. So this was then a difference, and I take idea from him, of course. Ignore the value of this.
What about your recommendation for future research?
As in the scope, I have mentioned that these models are very important, and we have to look. Of course, when I was introduced to this multi-level model, I was thinking that so far we were then talking about the model estimation around, of course, not 50%. We may be 40 or 30% wrong in our estimation because we are ignoring the higher level, what we call the surrounding effect or the environment effect. We are then ignoring it. So we have to then incorporate in this model and what is the environmental effect, what is the contextual effect. So this was then the idea that, of course, if we are then ignoring it, then of course we may be a problem. Proper model estimation or perfect model estimation or best model estimation without them analysis.
So what are the opening questions for the future research for this?
This can be then in the scope. I have mentioned that in the logistic, in the multivariate, in the survival, in the latent class, everywhere it is possible that we then apply the framework of the multi-level and then go for the multi-level logistic model, multi-level survival model, and multi-level latent class models. So it will be then considered as a better idea.
Motivation for all other students sitting over here to go for, because PhD is ultimately the highest point in your academic career. This is a recognition of the highest achievement that you have made in your life. So many other aspirants are also sitting over here, you and others, and I hope we would soon be having another PhD defense in this room. Thank you very much. In the last but not the least, I would like to thank Dr. Suhail Saab and Dr. Yusuf Ayasa for their valuable evaluation of the PhD thesis and coming over here. Thanks a lot. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's again a matter of great pleasure to have such a wonderful day of PhD defense. Somebody somewhere had on a very light note said that there are 2 days in your life when you are quite happy. Afterwards, it depends. The first is your first day of marriage, and the second one is the day that you get your PhD, right? So, it's really because we have gone through such occasions in our life, and those who have got the PhD, they can really recall how happy and proud you feel on that particular day. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Iftikhar Ud Din, that I can now very happily call Dr. Iftikhar Ud Din for his wonderful work. So, congratulations, Iftikhar sir, for your PhD. I would also like to congratulate Professor Dr. Kamar Zaman for producing his second PhD in a span of 2 weeks, I think, right? This is really a big honor for him. And it's also an honor for our department for producing yet another PhD. And it, I hope, also would be a sort of motivation for all other students sitting over here to go for, because you know, PhD is ultimately the highest point in your academic career. This is a recognition of the highest achievement that you have made in your life. So many other aspirants are also sitting over here. Gaurav, you and others are, and I hope we would soon be having another PhD defense in this room. Thank you very much. In the last but not the least, I would like to thank Dr. Suhail Saab and Dr. Yusuf Ayasa for their valuable evaluation of the PhD thesis and coming over here. Thanks a lot. Thank you.